I've been trying to get a hold of you because the baby's coming.
What? We need to go get our son right now.
You going to be dead.
What? I don't understand you.
You're going to be dead.
I don't want to be dead.
Why not? He's great.
What's no offense? He was gonna stab you with that knife.
And then he was going to drink that champagne.
For me, it's how do you set a tone? Because the movie started with a tone, then it changed during the narrative. And for me, it started like a comedy. People were scammed, then they planted the strip, and then things happened. And then I watched the trailer. I hate it because it gives so much, but how do you create a tone and then it changing and it creating intensity and it's visual intensity too?
Well, I think, for us, like my favorite thing when I'm watching a movie is an element of surprise. And so what we wanted to do was like set up this kind of rom-com and get everybody sort of really into the characters in the story. And then that if the audience buys into their relationship and what they're after, then we can kind of do anything with them and have them make a bunch of mistakes. So that's where we wanted to go.
We also hired a great friend of ours as our DP, Lowell Meyer, who is really great at shooting suspense and thriller. And so we could set the movie in a very horror world while having two wonderful comedians rip it apart.
One of my favorite directors, Sam Raimi, he is famous because he creates horror with comedy, which for me is incredible.
Yeah.
And I felt that I felt the influence. I felt that something is happening, not just because the situation, because the tone that I'm talking about the film. And why choosing horror and mix it with comedy? Because I know the two characters are super funny. And the situation that they have, something happened to me in Italy too. I went to this weird restaurant, but I didn't kill anybody. Nothing happened. But
I'm sorry.
I think that the interesting thing about that switch, or for us was like when we found out that we were adopting our son, and we had like 6 weeks before he was going to be born. That the feeling of that was so scary, and everything could go wrong, and like you don't have like 9 months to process like having a baby. So the feeling of that was like felt very similar to a character in a horror movie. So that's sort of why we wanted to kind of mix those genres.
And the music, I think something is important is the music that you use because it's modern. Something that from the classic is like Slash that you're gonna jump. So how was that work in choosing the music, like the right music and the right environment? Because everything happened in Italy, but you also choose the right music.
Yeah, thanks. Our composers, Danny and Sonder, who I had worked with several times before when I worked with Joel Edgerton, just know how to do suspense so unbelievably well in a way that is unsuspecting versus it being like right on the head. They know how to drop a needle in a place that's not usually utilized. And so to mix that also with the sort of comedy was a real fun thing to map out.
For me, it was a beautiful surprise. Congratulations. It's a great movie. I had so much fun watching it. And I just hope that people have the chance and you guys receive that feedback.
Thanks you so much. That's really kind.
I appreciate the questions. They were great.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day.